Going live. Give us a sec. All right, we're live now. You're gonna share your bug story. Well, I go get my drink out of the refrigerator.
Okay, so I woke up at like 5:30 Sunday morning. I couldn't sleep, so I went out to have a cigarette. Which this is probably means I should stop smoking, especially in the dark in the summer. But I was sitting on the patio and I was having a cigarette, and the inside of my right thigh, just above my knee, I brushed my leg and I'm like, ooh, what is that? Felt like a scab or something. So I'm a child. I picked it, scratched it off, and I'm like, okay, ew. So I put out my cigarette and I ran in the house and went to the bathroom and I was like, something bit me. I couldn't tell what. So I wasn't sure at first if it was a bug bite or a pimple, so I squeezed it, apparently a little too aggressively, and then forgot about it until Sunday night at like 6:30 when I noticed it when I was laying on the couch. I'm like, oh my, because I squeezed it really, so there's like a bruised ring around it. But it looked really, really bad, right? So I had like an ice pack on it and like Benadryl cream, and I've taken Benadryl. And so Monday morning when I woke up, I'm like, this looks really bad. And also, I tried to be clever Sunday night to see if there was like infection. So I took like the doctors will do sometimes, take the ink pen and you draw the line around it to see if it moves. But all the ink rubbed off while I was asleep.
You don't use gel.
So that was no good.
So you know that's not a gel pen thing. You have to put the G2 away and use an actual Bic pen.
I should have
used
a Sharpie. I should use it, but it's okay. So it was really weird. So student health, my doctor would take forever to get me in. I'm like, well, student health is right there. I'll just go to student health when they open at 8. So I went up there and I'm freaking out. I'm like, I don't know, something bit me. The doctor thinks it was an ant bite because they form those little, like a fire ant bite, they form those little blisters.
Yeah.
And that, because I, aggressively squeezed it thinking it might be a pimple. That was part of the problem. So she gave me an antibiotic, like unguent to put on it. It wasn't bad enough that I needed oral antibiotics. So I've just had to take care of it. But also because I don't have an ice pack, all of mine blew out a long time ago. So I've had a bag of frozen peas on my leg.
How far up your leg is it?
It's just above my right knee, like on the inside, right above my knee pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your knee pit.
Yeah. So like I said, I've been
knee pit.
But there was a gel ice pack in the freezer at work. So at work, I've been using that. But then I was using just a bag of frozen peas at home because I didn't want to stop at Walgreens and get an ice pack. But then I forgot to put the peas back in the freezer last night. So I woke up this morning and the bag was on my floor and it had leaked.
Oh.
Squishy
bag.
Hi, I'm 47 years old. So it's just bugging me now because because of my back problems, I sit with my legs crossed because that's the only way I can sit straight because of my hip problems. But the skin pressing together with it's really annoying. So I've had to, and now, since I don't have my frozen peas, I had a frozen bottle of tequila against my leg earlier.
Yeah.
That bottle of tequila has been in my freezer.
That's the one you take to work, holding up against whatever is ailing you. I was like, yep, this is the medical bottle.
I was digging through. I'm like, well, I've got booze or meat. So which one do I use?
That one's fairly self-explanatory, yes.
That is my harrowing story of the bug bite that I picked at like I'm 5 years old.
No, Kitty, this is not turning into a Dr. Pimple Popper.
No, that's disgusting. We're
not doing that.
No, that is so gross. No, I just have bad habits. I'm like a child. I pick at things. But no. So I've been leaving it alone except to clean it and put ice packs or frozen peas on it. So it's better now. It's just annoying because it's in a weird spot. If it was like on the top of my arm or something, it'd be fine because it wouldn't be brushing. It wouldn't be skin on skin contact. That's what's irritating me. So, yeah. So that was my my harrowing weekend. Going into student health, freaking out. And Matt's like, "Is your leg gonna fall out?" I'm like, "No, it's fine."
You're running there. I've been shot by an ant, I think.
I'm dying.
We go on with this, but we're at 8 o'clock. So, Jack, you want to hit the button?
Does he have the button?
Button.
Texas Steampunk Connection, coming to you live from various parts of Texas in our bunkers and airships and whatnot. I am Flavio as usual, and with me as always is Thax, the gentleman adventurer, and Jack from Steam Chest. And we have Master Blue Stocking. Say hello, guys.
Hey!
So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
Hello!
Good evening,
Unbug bit
everyone.
people.
You have found us at Texas Steampunk Connection on Tuesday night. Shout outs to Kitty and, of course, Rita and Lawrence, who have already tuned in. And we've been gabbing with them. And now we are onto the show.
Yay!
I am out of Texas right now, traveling for a sea family, and I am in the middle of Indiana. So that has been interesting for me. I highly recommend anyone take a trip, travel, especially in this hot weather. Go north. It's really an eye opener to see other parts of the country and see, what's different, what's the same, how other people are living. It's eye opening.
Places that have actual seasons instead of just
Well,
hot
yeah,
and ice.
yeah. The weather up here, everybody
Frost poem, man.
everybody complains about the heat, just like at home.
Except
It's only 90 degrees.
there you go.
I actually was complaining about the heat to one of my friends on Discord. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in Arizona. It's 111. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have
God.
the humidity, though. He's like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I didn't think about that. My bad. You're boiling like a lobster.
Yeah, up in the northern part, it's different. I mean, it's one thing I will say about Pennsylvania: the spring, summer, fall, absolutely gorgeous. Because you could see an actual progression of the seasons. Yeah.
I lived in Maryland for 7 months. It was weird when everything turned pastel. Just like
Purple and pink trees in Pennsylvania.
That's
I've
where
never
they get
seen
this
that before.
idea from.
Yeah, it actually happens. Yeah, instead of just everything's dead by August in Texas.
Now,
Although we have been getting rain up here.
That's true. And what's really cool is that I had to explain to my son, because recently Minecraft added cherry trees into its thing. And so the cherry blossom trees, and they're beautiful in the game. And I was explaining to him those trees actually exist. And there was one when I was in Maryland that was in the middle of the apartment complex that would like snow this pink blanket. Yeah. And then suddenly all of our I can't come up with the name of this plant here in Texas that likes to bloom when it's freaking hot, and they're planted everywhere now.
Crepe myrtle.
Yeah, the crepe myrtles.
Oh God, it's like
kind of a Japanese flower here. It's
horrible.
the Texas cherry tree. Because the wind hit and all the petals started falling off and like.
I park under a crepe myrtle, and so when we get really heavy rain in the summer, my car looks like it's covered in wet pink toilet paper.
Yep.
To the point that I have to go up to the car wash.
Papier-mâché your car.
Yes. So I go to the car wash and a little bit until at the very end when they do the run the blowers back and forth, and they're just crepe myrtle just flying. So I'm like, I hope I didn't ruin their drainage system. But yeah, I have to do it like once a week because it's just sap and buds. But yeah, when I lived in Pennsylvania, my house in Pennsylvania, we had a cherry blossom tree in the front yard, and it would bring all the hummingbirds. And it was right by our porch, so we could sit there and watch all the hummingbirds. Oh yeah, it was really beautiful. Yeah, but crepe myrtle sucks. I hate it. I want to burn that tree down.
I will admit, I don't park under them because
I don't have a choice. It's right over my driveway. It's either my car or it's going to be Matt's car. And since mine actually gets used more, if it was his car, it would just be covered.
So you're the one making it your problem. I got you.
It's either that or his little tiny mini gets covered in crepe myrtle from.
I mean, a pink mini is about as festive as you
already. You won't be able to see it. It'll be so covered.
Oh, it'd be beautiful.
There's so many wildflowers up here that just come up anywhere that are totally different than the ones we have down south, and it's so beautiful. If you don't mow my stepdad told me this story. He didn't mow his lawn, and it just popped up with wildflowers everywhere.
Aww.
And the city came by and did a tax assessment and made his house worth more because it looked so attractive from the street. Because he didn't mow the lawn.
That has never happened in the history of HOAs ever, or
Nope.
cities.
Nope.
Ever.
They're coming by my house already. I saw the guy drive by and
Yeah.
and
Shannon got it too, because she's got a weird parcel of land. There's this little strip across from her house that's part of her property. And so the city left her a message last week because she had, like, don't people not have better things to do than that? I mean,
no, that's their job.
Yeah, but it's a strip of, it's just, anyway.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. But I mean, not mowing and letting, but actually that's a more, I would think that his yard would be a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Water conservation.
Yeah, I don't mow mine down to
lawn. Like if he's just letting it grow, he's not maintaining it. He's just letting it grow, and it still comes out beautiful, and it's natural.
So what he needs to do is file to become a bird sanctuary.
Or a butterfly sanctuary.
Like my mother actually has done, but the problem is you have to let let people on your land and all that stuff. So there's a whole list of things. But I mean, if it's your front lawn.
I will suggest that.
Yeah. Suggestion noted.
I'm all about finding the loopholes.
Clearly.
Well, he went down to the city to protest, like you do.
Yeah.
And the people, apparently a little old ladies who are making these determinations said, "Oh, you're that house with all those beautiful flowers in it." They're like, "Oh, well, maybe we should have made his house worth more than it is because the other house across town has the same flowers." He's like, "Please don't screw me."
No.
I came here to make it lower, not higher.
Oh no!
Leave it alone. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
I'll just go. Don't just forget I was here.
Oh no! Yeah, no. That's why my rent's going up, because for some reason the property values on our house went up.
Oh, it's because here's how that works. You had a home, and let's say there's a home with 4 people, so 2 kids, right? Well, in 2018, those kids move out, right? They get apartments. Well, COVID happens and one of them loses their job. Guess what happens? One moves back home. Therefore, this happens over a large amount of people. Suddenly, the rental property issue happens. And
we're also a college town, don't forget. So
then you have your local economy, but
rental properties are already bonkers in this town anyway. And when I was complaining about it to my advisor, and she was like, "No, wait, how much is he raising your rent?" And I told her, and she's like, because she owns a house here in town, and she's got out her phone and was on her calculator. She's like, "No, actually," she's like, "I want to be mad at him, but that actually makes sense why he's." Yeah, she's like, because he owns 3. He literally has a monopoly. He owns the 3 houses, the 2 on either side of us as well. And the taxes went up so much that he had to. Yeah, it still sucks.
And then we live in Texas. Oh, there was actually a big tax break bill that just got passed, and so we'll see how that goes. But it's not gonna matter to renters, and so that's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah.
But we also live in Texas, where we're booming because we're awesome and like the biggest energy state in the world. We have
using it,
oil, weather, and sunlight. So
it's gonna get hot again soon. So
yeah. Well, this kind of talk leads to drinking.
Oh God, it really does, doesn't it?
I'm on my usual boring, so y'all do your thing.
Do yours first, then. Tell us the thing.
Apothic Red in my goose glass.
Oh, I got to introduce Apothic to my father-in-law this week. And he's like, "This is really good." I'm like, "I know.
It's good for a cheap red. Yeah, it's excellent. I love it."
We know a future doctorate who drinks solely this, nothing else. She didn't even pick up water. It's just that.
It's this or black tea lemonade from Starbucks. That's it.
It's caffeine and wine all the time.
That's the only way to get through college, kids.
Dude, let me tell you. Accounting
that is my advice. If you're going to get a PhD, any kind of grad degree, don't listen to me.
If you have to take any accounting classes, don't pick up smoking like I did for 2 weeks. Just don't do it. It's bad for you.
For 2
Drinking
weeks.
is much more healthy.
You smoked for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone else was smoking around me, and I wasn't smoking at the time. I'm just like to the point where we're all walking out about every 45 minutes out of class, so the professor
can smoke.
All my partners are smoking.
Yeah, the first time.
Just hand me one. I just huffing
Yeah, the
it.
first time I was in college in the
outside.
90s, yeah, you couldn't swing a dead cat in the quad without hitting someone who was smoking. But now, not allowed on campus anywhere
Yep.
at
Not
all.
even
At any
vaping.
time.
Vaping's now becoming illegal.
It's not allowed on. None of that's allowed on campus. Yeah, you have to go across the street. Yeah. No, I was quit for 3 years, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And I started again.
My brother quit for 7 months because he got the flu so bad, pneumonia, he couldn't actually
He
smoke
couldn't breathe.
anymore. And then my mom fell ill, and he started
Oh.
smoking again.
Yeah.
And when she got better, he didn't quit, so now he's back to smoking again.
Yeah, like 2 months after the pandemic started, I kept stealing Matt's cigarettes, and he's like, "Do you just want me to get you a carton?" I'm like, "No, because that means it's real." And I started again. No.
No, this is just the trail end, not me starting
No.
again.
But I'm cutting back, not as bad as I was, unless I go out drinking, and then it's a place that allows it, and then
Yeah, I'll admit that having a menthol while drinking is a nice experience.
yeah,
But I don't.
It's bad.
I only did that like
trying.
7 years ago.
I'm trying. Okay, Jack, what are you drinking?
This dog. I'm gonna pop its head right off. She's such a bad dog.
No, it's so wrong. You were way too fast with that.
She made me angry earlier, but she's trying to make up for it. So I'm actually drinking a Imperial Hazy IPA of 8.3% alcohol named Rodeo Clown by the Carbach Brewing Company here in Texas.
Okay.
And apparently they have a thing on the side here, and it says, "And a crazy one at that." Oh, it's a job, and it's a crazy one at that. The Rodeo Clown is used to being surrounded by a cloud of dust as he... Oh, God, my lighting is terrible. As he dances with the bulls to protect the riders. The intense haze in the air in the arena can be compared to that of a rodeo clown.
Looks like Jack's getting to that age where his arm's not long enough to read the thing that he's holding.
It's getting closer, if you notice, not further away. And yes,
I'm there too.
You gotta keep stretching out your arm, and it's just not going far enough. Yeah, and that's when the glasses come down.
I'm actually looking over my glasses these days.
That's where it goes. Yes, you start looking over them.
Getting old. Can look under my glasses.
Yeah, it's either up to here or it's like right here with your glasses down.
Oh, I got one.
Not help on this
reflection. I can one up you. I have to use readers.
Oh no!
My dad used readers.
Yeah. Oh no!
I just have to glue these things on in the morning. That's just how that works.
I had to use readers that's why I stopped wearing contacts, because they're like, you need bifocal I'm like, I don't want bifocal contacts or bifocal glasses. I'll just start wearing my glasses regularly and just do that when I need to. Because I was wearing readers with my contacts.
When they told me I needed glasses, I'm like, I need the lightest frames possible. I don't like anything on my nose. And I think I found them. But yeah, then they're like, well, you can't hardly, like, this is this little tiny band. I'm like, yeah, I can't read with these things. I gotta look under them.
Yeah.
Dumb.
No, I like my big librarian glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what yours are what my husband calls the steely-eyed missile man glasses. That's what he's got too.
Well, I got my last pair glazed over, so they're my sunglasses.
Yeah.
And so that's what I wear at the conventions. Like, this is so nice. I can see and not have the sun in my face.
Oh, what, like the progressives?
No. I actually got my last pair, like, not polarized, but turned into sunglasses. So,
okay.
So yeah, no, I actually have, which, if you ever have to wear glasses, having a set that's sunglasses is fantastic, by the way.
I have prescription sunglasses, but I don't like wearing them unless I'm in the car for like long trips.
I go to like Steampunk November, and the lighting is so severe in the winter there, and just like slices right in.
Yeah.
Over the,
Speaking of that, I want to talk about that in a minute. But Zax, what are you drinking?
Since I'm in Indiana, I've been looking around for local craft beers that will be interesting to talk about here. And I tried a few, and generally I was sorely disappointed.
Oh, no.
The Indiana craft scene, their beers are okay. They taste like beer. There's not something that really stands out.
They taste like beer.
There. As Flavio would say, tastes like a beer. So I was really excited when I found this. I was actually doing a distillery tour, and it turns out their liquor laws are different, and you can make beer and hard liquor in the same place up here. So I've got Quaffon Brewing Company.
Quaffon. Oh, yeah. Quaffon peanut butter busted what?
peanut butter busted knuckle.
Have you tasted it yet?
Brown County, Indiana. I have tasted it already, and it's really good. It's
Is
a
it peanut
peanut butter
buttery?
stout.
Okay.
Ooh, you
And
know, is
there
it
are
like a
peanut butter
liquid
stouts
Reese's?
made in Austin that I've tried, and I don't like them. I thought they were kind of oily and oddball. This
Yeah.
nails it. This is
Hmm.
perfect.
Well,
So I'm really
bring a
happy with
bottle home. I'll
finding
pay you for it.
Quay Fawn.
Quite frankly.
I don't know if I could find any more that's not at the distillery, and
Ah,
it's out of the way on my drive back.
I was
that's
gonna
fine.
say
That's I understand.
make a special trip to pick some up. Yeah,
Maybe we can order it from them directly,
possibly, depending on shipping
Oh,
laws.
and
Yeah,
they may only allow us a case at a time.
the oily thing. Angry Orchard makes a apple pie cider, and it's got like that weird kind of greasy taste to it. The same kind of thing where they like tried really hard to match the actual flavor, but they went a little too far. So yeah, because it's got like that weird pie grease taste. So yeah, that's sometimes they go a little like a hair too far, and it's but yeah, awesome.
So
Bring some home.
their distillery is called Hard Truth.
Okay.
Hard Truth Distillery, and they
Okay.
started with making beers, and then they expanded and opened up restaurants, and then there was this 350 acres out here that had just sat on the market since apparently my birth, and they picked it up, and they built this huge distillery slash tasting room restaurant, and they've got oak barrels aging out there, and it's really interesting. They make what do they call it? Sweet mash bourbon
Bourbon, yeah.
rather than the sour mash. Sour mash apparently is like they reuse the yeast over and over.
It's like sourdough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it develops its characteristics.
Yeah.
So with sweet mash, you're starting brand new every time.
Okay.
So it has a sweeter, less bite to it, and their bourbon is cask strength, so it's like 116 proof.
Good lord. Okay.
58%
No wonder
alcohol.
they had to build that outside the city limits.
Damn.
So that was interesting.
Well, some of the places around like Fredericksburg, aren't they combo? Because I know there's distilleries and there's breweries and there's wineries around all in that area, but aren't some of them combo like distillery breweries? Because I was looking at different places to take tours because Matt's not a wine person, so I was trying to find. But I thought some of them were like
I don't
combos, but I
believe,
could be wrong.
I'm not an expert, but when my favorite brewer had his own brewery, and we would go up there, we'd chat with him, and he tried to explain that Texas law says you can't make beer or wine or cider all in the same place. They have to be
like you can't make beer and cider in the same place.
That's my understanding.
That's weird and makes okay.
Liquor laws per state, they're all weird.
They're always weird and Byzantine, yeah. And they have some weird progenitor of the reason that they started, and it makes no sense now. Like blue laws make absolutely no sense. But Texas, you still can't buy booze before noon on a Sunday.
I find that hilarious that we live in Texas and we still have blue laws with this conservative party that we have that runs everything. And that it just blows my mind how we have not gotten rid of that yet, because that's one thing they don't all agree on is
yeah. I mean, but blue laws, I mean, they have relaxed, because my mom would tell me about when my brother and I were babies, and she would go to the store on Sundays, and before noon,
and you couldn't get to certain places of the store.
The only thing you could buy, was actual food. Entire areas of the store were roped off on Sundays. Yeah, but like in Pennsylvania, you can only get liquor at the state store. Actual hard liquor you can only get at the actual state store, but beer and wine you get anywhere else.
And
they're open all the time.
Strange. Like I remember back in Lubbock, you could not, like when I was younger, you had to go outside of the county. So the moment you hit the county line, there's like 8 different liquor stores. Like,
and
it looks
Denton
like
used to be a dry county too.
Casinos out there in the middle of West Texas.
Yeah.
But then we moved out to like this tiny little place right outside of San Angelo, and it was a dry county as well. And my dad, being oddly enough the county attorney for a while, brought stuff around, got enough people to sign the signatures to make it where it was at least beer and wine.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have to drive 40 miles to go find a bottle of scotch. Well, you still have to do that, but I mean, it's further. It's just weird how that's still very like.
I think Denton was dry when I first moved here, or at least the city itself was.
Mm-hmm.
And all the liquor stores were outside of the city limits, so that changed a few years after I moved here. And because I remember, because like the cities that have dry county, they can still have bars, but they would have to scan your driver's license, and you'd have to sign this thing when you were first coming in, or going through or checking in at the bar. Yeah, because I remember when because I dated a guy out here in the 90s, and yeah, they would scan your ID, and you'd have to sign a slip because the bar was in the middle of a dry city. It was so weird. It was so
Here
weird.
in Indiana, they have hard liquor at the grocery.
That's what I was going to say. Like you go to New
Marvelous.
Mexico and you can buy freaking Jack Daniels at the Walmart.
So weird.
Like, why does New Mexico have more freedom than we do?
Everything, every state is really weird and really different. And even the states you live in, you don't necessarily know what. Your city and your county usually, because especially with Texas, they all change.
I heard something really funny the other day, and it was on one TikTok thing. It's one of those like guys making fun of the government stuff, and he's a comedian, and he's basically saying like, America's not this super state that we always talk about. It's 50 third world countries all piling their money into the largest defense budget to fight God. I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense.
I mean, it's a weird place.
The only thing they could agree on is we need aircraft carriers.
Jesus. This is the last thing Texas needs.
Since we're on the subject, on the way out a week ago, I was driving up through north of Dallas, and I stopped at a place called 903 Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
I made a post on Facebook in my personal account. And first I want to thank Kitty and her husband, and Rita and Lawrence, and a friend of theirs all came, and we all sat down and had beers together, and we had a fantastic time. We shut that place down. They had to chase us out. So thank you all for coming and making it a night. They have like over half a dozen different stouts, all of them over 9%. Yes. Lawrence found a new brew to maybe outgun his favorite Bellhaven. Heavy. It's what was it called? Finer Things Club Stout with Nutella, salted chocolate chip cookie flavors at 13.5%. It was fantastic.
So you were up in North Texas and you couldn't come to Denton instead and go to Harvest House?
Someone came down to Austin and couldn't.
Did I mention 13.5%?
See us at a restaurant.
I kind of hoped you would drive over, but
like I said, I haven't been on Facebook, so I didn't even know that because pro tip, text me or send me a message. Everyone that matters, all of you, and this includes, I believe, Rita and Jack and Thax and everybody. Y'all have my phone number. Just text me.
Do I have your phone number?
Yes, because we were texting.
Hit you up on Messenger.
Okay. We were texting at the Galveston Steampunk Festival.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because that is the only reliable way to let me know if something's happening that I should know about.
That's fair.
Yeah, I will always answer my texts. Other things I don't always see, but texts, I can't help it. It's the hyper focus. So,
I understand.
Yeah.
No, I've been hyper focused as well lately.
Yeah.
For listeners who are up there in the North Dallas area, if you haven't been to 903 Brewers yet, it's nice. It's very unpretentious. Good old boy kind of place. The food is, for burgers, fantastic, and the beers are great. And thank you, Lawrence, for sending down a couple of bottles. I have yet to deliver back to Jack because I'm not back in town yet. But oh
god, that's like an hour away from me. Well, damn, I'm sorry. Text me next time and say, "Hey, Beth, I'm gonna be up here."
My bad.
I know you're ignoring the world and playing Animal Crossing.
How is your Animal Crossing doing, by the way?
Actually, I've been back on Warcraft
Ah, yes, the
with the
new
pet
one.
battles. My
We
goal
talked
now
about
is
the Warcraft.
my goal is to collect all of the mechanical the battle pets. So
See
I've
that
been
when
doing that.
my friend gets me on there, and when he finally convinces me to watch or to play Warcraft, I run around playing Pokemon in that game. That's
The
the
battle
most,
pets thing, yeah,
that's
that's what
the
I've been
best
doing.
thing ever. That's
Yeah,
that's
because
the only reason
it's
to play
so
that
low
game
stakes.
anymore
Yeah,
for me.
it's so low stakes. Yeah, so I've been collecting battle pets. So
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
like, let's
yeah.
go do the
But only
awesome
the-
things.
yeah.
Let's get you geared. Let's get you upright. Like, all right, cool. So he takes me like with this massive like 3 hour, to 6 hour of just like montage of getting awesome. And he's like, all right, we're there. I'm like, cool. We go get some pets.
Yep.
I'm gonna run off and do my pet thing.
just do some pet battles because they're just silly and fun, and yeah, the most low stakes things I can think of right now. Sorry, the rest of my life is very high stakes at the moment between work and
No, I
school.
get it.
So
I get it. Like I played 13 years of EVE Online for like, space game and going and blowing up spaceships and things. Like I understand like going and enjoying just literally doing the mini games, like mining asteroids is
Yes,
the most
the
like
easiest things you
calming
can do.
experience. It's like
Yep.
fishing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Also, hi Johnny. We saw you come in.
Hi, Johnny.
What's up? It's John.
I have a question. Steampunk November, have they updated anything with the date yet? Because Shannon keeps asking me when Steampunk November is going to be, so she can get it on the calendar.
It's usually the second weekend of
Yeah,
November.
but the website, the last time I checked, the website still had
Yeah.
last
I know
year's
Shane's
stuff.
been posting stuff on Facebook and about like role play stuff, and he's asking about like auditory and like sensory like questions, like if
Yeah.
you were playing role play, what smells do you like? And I'm like, nothing we're all allergic to. It's like vanilla,
Literally vanilla.
because if you put anything citrus, it's got pineapple, and then suddenly my wife can't come, and
Oh,
it can't
really?
be anywhere near. Yeah,
Duly noted.
so
I make a
like,
great pineapple upside down cake.
I know my
I will
mom
not
loves
offer
it
that to
and wants
you.
it for her birthday, and my wife can't be there, and they share the same birthday, so it gets
Aw.
really quick. We
That's
figured it out
awkward.
after a time, and it becomes really odd. And I'm allergic to peaches, so it's really funny when you find some of the best sounding salsa on the planet being
I love
pineapple
peach.
peach salsa, which apparently is now
Which is
my
gonna kill
wife's
both
and
of
I-
you.
Yeah, it's my wife's and I suicide pact.
Just take
Is
them all
that's
out
where
in
we're gonna
one
go. We're
shot.
if we ever just decide to go, we're eating an entire jar a piece of that, and we're
So
done.
just peaches? What about apricots?
I don't know about other stone fruits. I haven't had an apricot in a while, so but I know I'm violently allergic to peaches. My face swells up like Hitch.
I had a friend who was allergic to citrus, and he couldn't be around citronella candles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're not even related to oranges.
it's just
They just
that
have the same chemical
it's
reaction.
an M. Well, because my ex-husband was he was allergic to certain fruits that would make his mouth swell up, but it was only when they were like fresh.
Yeah,
If you
my
cook
brother
it,
has
if you
that.
pop it in the microwave for like 30 seconds or a minute, it would kill something. And yeah, I don't know what it was, but like kiwi and certain things that if you pop it in the mic, I mean, he didn't because it would be, kiwi in the microwave is gross, but certain things he couldn't eat.
Kiwi.
Yeah, he couldn't eat it raw, but he could eat it cooked. It changed something about the enzymes.
So my brother has the same thing with melons, and it's usually the first melon of the season. His lips will swell up, and that's actually what keyed me to know that I was about to die from peaches. With my lips starting to swell and crack, I'm like, that's not normal.
Yeah, it's disturbing because he was like, I think this was wrong. And it was bad. Lots of Benadryl, shoving it down there as fast as you could. Yeah. No, I don't have, luckily, no food allergies yet. Just penicillin.
It's
the only
so
thing I'm allergic to.
strange. I got late onset food allergies as an adult blows like doctors' minds. When you
I
tell
had
them
a
you have it. They're
friend
like,
who was.
No, you must have been allergic from the beginning.
No, I had a friend who developed a strawberry allergy when we were in high school. She loved strawberry shakes, and then at some point when we were in like our junior or senior year, she had one, and her face blew up like a balloon, and the doctor's like, "Well, you're allergic now." Yeah.
Late onset allergies
my
are a new phenomenon, apparently.
My penicillin allergy didn't develop until I was 19 or 20. I grew up with
an unfortunate one to have.
Because I grew up with a nurse, so we'd have strep throat. She'd bring home the syringe, take us in our bed, and the penicillin shot, and we're fine. And then I was 19 or 20, and I was sick, and she gave me it was pills. It was like the oral antibiotic penicillin, but I got itchy all over and was just, I was scratching so bad that it was like blood on my, it was bad. She was like, okay, well, from now on, tell the doctors you can't have penicillin. I'm like,
but I like the flavor of the gum.
that pink
All
stuff.
the
You remember
others
the pink
taste
stuff when
bad.
you were a kid? They put that pink stuff in the little cup, and you drink that. And my
That was
my
like
parents,
the best
my mom
thing
would
ever.
put it
Like,
in
oh, I'm gonna get sick. I get the pink stuff. Now it's like
food allergies due to
Robitussin, which is like, ugh.
I have heard of food allergies that have come about because of meds. Yeah. I had my ex-father-in-law, he couldn't have grapefruit because of a medication he was on.
So you can't have grapefruit with a lot of medication, especially if it's neural medication, because
or
it messes
cholesterol
with,
meds too, I think.
it breaks down the medication quicker.
Yeah, again, and something in it, some of the chemical structure, the enzymes, it breaks it. Yeah. So
you
he
don't
couldn't
want
have
it to rev up. You don't want to be like, oh, you're taking this neurological medicine or something, and it has a certain like half-life, and
it's not working.
Like, you eat a freaking orange, and then suddenly it just like, oh, we're gonna that half-life. Yeah, we just crammed it into the next 90 minutes, all of it, because the chemical composition breaks it up and makes it active.
Welcome to Texas Steampunk Allergy Connection.
We're learning new things here, people.
So yeah, I asked about Steampunk November. I actually did want to share that we talked last week about last time about Airborne Kingdom, and apparently now there's a sequel to it coming out. Airborne, I was on Steampunk Explorer because I always log in there before I get on here. There's a sequel called Airborne Empire, but it's like bigger, and you can they're saying you can, like, there's biomes and other places that it looks like you can live besides the ship where you have to balance it, and my spatial reasoning doesn't let me do that.
Oh yeah, that game looks fun, but I like city builders, but suddenly now you're putting it on a seesaw in space. I'm like,
yeah,
I
can't.
I'm like,
it's hard enough for me to balance a city on the ground.
I can imagine that being a fun game though.
Frostpunk 2 is supposed to come out, Johnny. I'm not sure when, but I know it is coming out because my advisor, actually, my dissertation advisor, she whipped through like the entirety of Frostpunk in like no time at all. Yeah, she loves that. She loves city builders. Yeah, so that one I couldn't. Frostpunk's hard though because you have to decide if you want to make children work. You want to make child laborers is a really hard decision, and I didn't like that. So I stopped.
Oh, children can work. They absolutely can work.
It is terrible. It is terrible.
I am already teaching my kid to grind in my computer games for me.
Oh no.
I tried to teach a raccoon that it did not work.
Remember back when Warcraft first came out, and if you wanted to be in the battlegrounds, you had to have your character had to be active and not away. And so people were talking about training their cats to hit the space bar.
Yeah,
keep you moving around so that you could go do other stuff while you were
teaching
waiting.
my kid at like age 3 how to mine asteroids in EVE Online because I'm like, this is something he can do while I'm away. No, it didn't really happen. But now he's old enough. But now he has his own mind, and he likes playing certain games, and he doesn't want to play Dad's games. So I'm like, well, damn, it backfired.
There's also the other one is a survival sandbox that's like steampunk Minecraft.
Yes,
which caught my attention because Matt has been playing Minecraft hot and heavy recently, and this one is called mod. It's called Vintage Story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks. You know what? I will admit though, Minecraft, I can't play it because the appearance is just, it's offensive to me, to my senses. I don't like the way it looks.
It is ugly. I won't deny
okay,
that.
so for you guys who think it's ugly, there are things you can download to make it look more beautiful. There are a lot of mods that
or
do
I can just play Warcraft or SimCity or The Sims.
Make it look good. And if you have ray tracing on your computer, there are modules to make like all that light shine through and shadows galore. It's gorgeous.
That's beautiful. Like people saying you just have to watch the first 3 seasons and then the show gets great. No, if I have to do something,
you realize that
if
Minecraft is such an adaptable game that there's literally all right. So never mind.
You just have to watch the first 100 episodes and then it's great. No, if I have to suffer before I can get to where it looks great.
No. All right, so I'm with you. I don't like Minecraft's look at the beginning. I don't like the vanilla. That's the reason I'm like, all right, cool. There's a skin.
There's a sensory issue. It just bothers
Zelda
me.
game from like Wind Waker or whatever.
Except, you know what? No, what's weird? I love the old like Zelda. I love original Zelda. I could play that, but something about the blocks.
There is a mod for Minecraft to make it look that way.
I don't know if Matt's listening to. Nope, he's playing Minecraft right now.
More power to you, man.
It just bugs me.
There's
But
negativity in the household over Minecraft.
no, we sit side by side. He's got my old Alienware, I'm on my new Alienware, and we play our video games. And it's a very copacetic house. And Brax climbs across the two of us and tries to get our attention. We are Gen X nerds. We didn't. Yeah, none of us grew up. So yeah, that was what I was looking at. Because like I said, I'm intrigued by vintage story and the whole Lovecraftian angle, but I don't know if I could get past the appearance of it.
Lovecraftian.
Oh no.
There's a game that's been out now for since last year in August called Cult of the Lamb.
Okay.
Start your own cult in a land of false prophets, venturing out into a diverse and mysterious region to build loyal communities of woodland followers and spread your word to become the one true cult.
Okay.
And
there it is.
It's interesting.
Is it like Lovecraftian?
Yes. You are trying to basically convert everyone to your cult that you find, and you have to keep your cult members happy and like believers. And it's freaking awesome, and it's cute, and it's weirdly chibi gory.
Oh, it's on the Switch?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. See now. Ooh.
I like cute games on the Switch.
I haven't purchased it yet myself. It's on my list. I'm waiting. I was hoping it'd go on.
What does it actually?
It's on sale. It's 35% off right now. It's $16.
Okay, what is it? Because I'm seeing. Okay, let me see what it actually. Someone's on Google. Someone's asking what gender is the lamb in the Cult of the Lamb. What does that matter to the game?
It's them they. Who cares?
Is that important to the gameplay? Oh, that's cute. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, guess I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Are you gonna be our ground interviewer for that one?
Now, keep in mind, I have the attention span of a middle-aged woman with ADHD. So,
well, for the fact it's now $16, if I had my first check in, which
how much is it on the Switch though? Because that's where I would play
it's probably like $80 billion for Nintendo.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, I cannot handle the Microsoft Store. I don't like the fact that I can't I can't buy good old games and put them on there either. It's like
the cartridges where you have to blow the dust out of the cartridge before you put it into the Super Nintendo. You want to go back to that?
No, I just like the fact that if
someone's
selling it for cheaper, I should be able to play it on all my devices if I buy it from them. But
His voice is getting high again.
It's like it's all data. It's data. Why can't it go from one to the other? It's not like I'm buying a cartridge or a CD.
This is the world we live in.
I'm gonna start playing Dystopian Playland or whatever from freaking my favorite steampunk band. Utopian Playland, except it's completely dystopian when you talk about it. I'm sorry, Thax. I know you don't like them too much.
Who?
But I'm gonna keep picking on you on them.
Who? Is there a Texas Steampunk Connection rift? What is this?
We don't talk about it.
Oh no,
Marquis of Vaudeville up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I'm not a big fan of Marquis.
Oh, I listen to him, but I'm not like.
They have a wonderful cover of what the hell is it? Dang it! My wife's gonna kill me.
We have a disagreement on the dogma in this church. What is the problem here?
No, it's one of those things of him, and Flavio. When I started talking about Marquis of the Vaudeville, they're like, "No, we don't."
Both of them.
And I'm just like, damn. Okay.
Okay, Thax. How did Marquis of Vaudeville hurt you?
He's just not into it. It's fine.
It happens.
I like Marquis.
I've
listened to
maybe.
I've listened to him, but it's.
Their covers in person are better. They did a cover of why can't I come up with it? It's not the never-ending freaking story. It's the one where the girl. It's the one where the baby was stolen and the girl has to go through the maze and
Labyrinth?
the guy in tight pants. That's the
Labyrinth. David Bowie in his breeches. How can you not remember that?
I was getting there. I was building the picture. You just
David Bowie in his codpiece.
Yeah, they do.
The scene with the ballroom dancing.
With the Yeah,
And
he's got
the wonderful like ball you buy off of As
Yeah.
Seen on TV,
where
and
he's
you know,
singing a love song to a 16-year-old girl, and when you look at it now as a grown, you're like, okay, that's
we
a
don't
little
talk about that's just not a thing anymore. No,
Yeah.
it's an
Worship
80s
me and I will
movie.
be your
It's
slave.
weird, and
Yeah.
he's a king goblin thing. It's the whole thing.
It's a fairy tale. I know.
Yeah.
All your fairy tales are
I'm
problematic.
not defending David Bowie. He can defend himself.
He's dead.
I mean, his lawyer can defend himself. His estate can defend himself.
Anyway, so they did a cover of that song.
It
Is that
is
what you're
good.
saying? Okay.
They did, and it's gorgeous. It's one of the best things I've ever heard. And it's
Nicole
very,
said it's something to do with you, but she's not really sure. For you, with you, something you.
something you.
You know,
Yeah.
Nicole, you got Google. You could just I assume
Here, let me send you a website called Let Me Google That For You. It's a wonderful website.
Do you
And
know
you
how
need to
many
share it
times
to
I wanted
anybody. You need to share it with
Oh,
anybody.
that became a
ever
thing
asks
when I
you
was
to
still
ever look
working in the
anything
call
up,
center. I was still
because
working
you
in
basically
network.
type in what you want to look for.
Do you know
and
how
then you
hard that
send
is
them
to
the
not
link,
send someone
and
that
what
when
it
you work in a
does-
call center?
And what it does is it literally types, like when you send them the link, it gives them a video of you typing it in and hitting OK and go. And then it says, was that so hard? It is the
That's what I'm
best
saying.
website ever. And
It's
I've
like
been
the thing
using
that
it
you
for
want to
20
send
years.
whenever you work at a call center. You're like, oh wait, I'm going to send you a helpful link. Don't do that. They won't appreciate that. They'll know they won't think
Oh
it's
no,
funny.
I don't send it to customers.
I
send
wanted
it to
to.
close friends.
That's the way to burn it down though when you're done. Just send that to
well, yeah.
customers for an entire day and then
I work for an IT company again. And my job is literally 42 customers that are commercial customers. And I wander around or I log into their computers and everything like that. So
I worked in network solutions for 5 years, and when I was on the phone, so we would get customers. They're like, "I can't get into my email." I was like, "Where?" They were typing it in the address bar, their email address in the address. Now, to be fair, this was like early 2000s, but still, I mean, come on, they were typing in the address bar. They couldn't get to their Gmail. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. Please let me on another team.
I don't want to fix your stupid problems anymore. It's all the same problem. None of you will listen to me. It's always like, are you sure it's the problem? Yes, just reboot
Always,
it.
which I can I hate it that a lot of places now you can't get somebody live. It's all like the automated help, but also I can completely understand.
So here's a cool thing with ChatGPT. I always get that backwards.
ChatGPT
and people brought together. Not one or the other. I don't like completely automated systems, but the fact is that what some call centers have done is they have taken the 5 best calls and the 5 worst calls ever from all their people, all their veterans that have been there for a year plus, and they stuck it to ChatGPT. GPT. There we go. Yeah, open AI. And what they do is
ChatGHB.
They're yeah, I can't come up with a funny acronym to throw at you at that one. But what they do is they're new hires that have been there for a little, like right after they get out of the boot camp thing, right onto the floor where they start actually asking or getting questions from real people. Is they have that assisting on the side. So it literally is just every time it's listening to the conversation. So as they're talking, it's giving like a running dissertation and questions and things to ask and answer based on the best and worst questions ever given. And essentially what they found out after testing these people is that it makes you equal to someone who's been there a year plus right off the bat from 3 weeks in. And to me, that right there is the reason we need these programs.
I'm just thinking about some of the calls that I had when I worked at NetSol that I can't.
I know. I'm like, I wish I had something like that because I didn't have that before.
No. Well, okay. Keep in mind, this was early days, networks, early days, like people buying up domain names. There weren't many companies, and there was a lot of domain names that, there's some gnarly domain names out there, and I won't tell the whole story, but there was one customer who called up and he had a domain name that he wouldn't say it. He was spelling it. It was a porn site and he was spelling it. It was a friend of mine. And I said, well, did you like say it? She's like, no, I spelled it back to it. I'm like, come on. You should have just said it.
Oh, is that whatever the bleep thing? Yeah.
It is.
Just make it make
I'll tell you guys privately after we get off, but I'm not spewing that out to the. Yeah, but no, we had some wild things coming through, and people and there was this one with she had a little old lady voice, and she had like 50 different porn domain names, and she was real business-like about it. Yeah, she was nonsense.
I mean, It's a job.
It was, we got some, like I said, that's why we ended up creating some specialty teams because it was, it got a little hairy. That's why I went off the phones as soon as I could because everything would come through. I mean, celebrities, regular people, porn, book blogs, we got it all. And it was,
It's like if you currently go right now, not that this actually teaches you a porn or anything, but like if you go to steampunk.com, it takes you to the most government website I've ever seen.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. We've talked about
go
that.
there.
Have we?
And it looks like a government cover.
It's like a psyop.
Yeah, it's straight up psyop. And what's funny is they used to be Steam Chest. That's why I couldn't own it. Because
Steampunk puts our federal government clients in the center of everything we design. That's AI.
They've updated
that is
the
AI
website
created.
today. It looks so good. Like there's like moving pictures now.
Okay, but do you remember the whitehouse.com thing?
Oh yeah. Of course I
when
did.
that blew up because the people
Whitehouse.com was not whitehouse.gov.
And shortly thereafter, everybody realized, hey, we need to buy up all the extensions. Because we had one of the car companies, I can't remember, at least one of the car companies, and they owned whatever with FordSucks.com and I hate Ford. They owned all of those, all of the good, all of the regular, and all of the derogatory names. They owned all of them, so that people couldn't set something up. Yeah,
anything that has, it's amazing the amount of space that's been taken up on the internet because people just buy up whatever names and name combinations.
Well, I was telling Matt, one that I remember from way back in the day that still exists is carstuckgirls.com. It's literally girls that have gotten their cars in skimpy outfits who've gotten their cars stuck in the mud or the ice or the snow or in the water, and they're in skimpy outfits and they need someone to come and it's just cars.
The tribe would like to have a conversation with them.
But it still looks like it did in 2002.
Dude,
it's
those
like
websites
something straight out of GeoCities.
Like that need to be saved.
It's like an Angel Fire site. It's terrible, but it's still there and it's updated. Precious. It's not like this isn't cached stuff. This is updated. Because I was like, there's new entries on this site, but it still looks like a GeoCities site. There's carstuckgirls.com if you want to giggle.
It's like that airship, but that
there's a lid for every pot.
Website we talked about last time. It looked like it was made. It was like updated last like 2000.
Zach, you're looking it up, aren't you?
Yep. Oh.
I told you. It's just.
It didn't come up.
Carstuck Girls, literally CARSTUCKGIRLS.com.
Oh, man, we have stuck girls. Okay.
We've gone so far off the wheel.
Yes, we have, and I'm sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's fine. This is
no,
hilarious.
We veer.
Welcome to a steampunk optional episode.
Zach, did you bring anything to show and tell tonight?
No, I did not.
Also, though, I will say this: I have been rewatching Doctor Who, and I forgot how much of how many episodes are steampunky. It's been a while since I watched the whole thing through again, especially the Capaldi TARDIS with the bookcase with the library in the main body of the TARDIS. It's awesome. Sorry, I tend to get distracted and I run y'all off the
I do have a couple of little things. Like I got like steampunk home design.
Okay.
I mean, we already talked about.
We have 11 minutes.
The deadly world of Victorian patent medicine. That was a couple episodes ago.
Yes. Well, I mean, do we want to do that? Do we want to try to get back to actual instead of random homework? Do we want?
I don't know. Like I love the airship idea I talked about a while back of like looking at certain like races or governments or I think of like groups of individual. I don't even know the right word for it. Like government entities that build airships and their society that's based around them and the kind of technology that's input in them.
Are we talking like in fiction?
In fiction, obviously. Because in
I just want to make sure.
In realisticness, we had the best one was the Pan Ultimate was the one made by the Americans that fit like 4 airplanes inside of it. They're trying to make an aircraft carrier, which is cool, but all 3 of them crashed. Because
I can think of
off of the California coast at any moment in time.
Well, because I mean, the ultimate airship books would be Michael Moorcock's Warlord of the Air, which I wrote a paper about.
Did you? Because I haven't read that book. Maybe you should send us links or something.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
No.
Y'all haven't read
No.
The nomadic
You're
time
the
ship?
historian. You're supposed to tell us what we're supposed to
Okay,
know.
you know when I went to England in 2018, it was because of that paper that I wrote for my current advisor.
I'm sorry, I never went overseas for a book for any reason. I would love to know more.
I read other Michael Moorcock, and I figured that was enough.
First off, the name's off-putting, but I'm
so
okay
good.
with this.
No, he is. I did a whole big. He likes to go in every once in a while and completely rewrite his stuff. So I had to do a side-by-side comparison of the original version of the third book in that series, The Steel Czar, with the one that was re-released in 2013. I did a whole project for it my first semester in PhD school. And I got to read it. I got to see the original proofs at the Harry Ransom Center in Austin.
So you're telling me you get to, like, because you're cool and all, and you're going to college, you get to read different versions of books after they've been published,
and write a 95-page project about it? Yes.
Why isn't this open to the public? Why can't we go read early versions of, like,
at the Harry Ransom Center? It's in Austin.
But did you get to meet Michael Moorcock?
He's like 95 years old, which actually, that was the other thing. It was supposed the project, you were supposed to choose a dead author. That's the only reason I got to pick him, was because he is so old. That
he's
my Huh?
He lives in Bastrop.
He's really old.
What?
That's the only reason he's English.
We should make a pilgrimage and say, hey, look, we're coming with goggles.
Decades ago.
He does not want to be bothered.
He does not want to be bothered. But he moved to Texas decades ago. But yeah, because he's very old, my Dr. Bender, she was like, yeah, that's fine. You can use it.
But
he's going to die soon anyway.
That's so well read.
So, watch him, like, outlive all of us.
So aware of his body of work, and she's a cute girl. He'd probably talk to you.
He's an irascible older gentleman, and I know.
We'll take him out for beers, and we'll be good.
I turn into a 12-year-old
bring some insurer with us.
Would people freak me out? So no. No, I get very nervous around people. I have trouble talking to librarians that I admire. Okay,
I would love to go meet, like, Lois McMaster Bejeweled. That would make my day. And I just want to do is shake her hand and say thank you so much for, like, my childhood.
Okay, like, so then we're going to talk about airships on the next episode?
I don't know. Let's find something to talk about.
Well, I got something to talk about.
Okay,
today.
what? Sorry, I'm sorry. See, I did it again.
I could fill this time though.
Okay, you've got 7 minutes. Go.
As I keep saying, I've been traveling.
Yes, you have.
And among other places I found was Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Have you guys heard of this place?
I think I may have.
I've heard of the TV show Eureka, but that's about it.
That's a little bit different.
Nope.
Yes.
This is, and I think Rita and Lawrence have been there, but my cousin-in-laws love going there. They're from Oklahoma. And so we went over there with them and spent a couple of days. And it's this Victorian town up in the sort of this very picturesque mountainous area of Arkansas, covered in beautiful.
I've been to Hot Springs. That's where I've been to Hot Springs. Yeah.
Okay. So Eureka has its own springs.
Yeah. It's where all the Victorians took the waters.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, there's some beautiful, because I was looking at, I was thinking about taking a trip to Hot Springs again, and there's just Victorian B&Bs everywhere now.
So did that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just like the first picture I picked up, and this is the hotel we stayed in, right in the middle of downtown, called the New Orleans Hotel. Hotel New Orleans, and it's just it's beautiful and it really affordable.
Okay.
To be there, and I mean, you can see the.
Oh wow.
It's very hilly. This is.
But it's very New Orleans too.
It is, but it's it's in this beautiful mountainous area.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And there's shopping and restaurants and all the cool things, and it's a real destination for bikers.
Like, okay, motorcycle bikers or
motorcycle bikers.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Taking in Sons of Anarchy at a B&B.
Yeah. So there's
very
a
nice
lot
to clean up after themselves.
There's a lot of stores for leather goods,
Okay.
and there's a big LGBT community there. So there's lots of stores for leather goods.
Also popular with the Sons of Anarchy. Yes, yes.
Sorry, you're making me snort.
Yeah, I laughed too, but I didn't realize, or it seemed like from here,
Eureka Springs has a new name.
there's a big crossover.
You didn't know about leather daddies?
Of course I did. I just didn't know they were in the biker community.
Yes, dear.
Or the reason you go to Eureka Springs, apparently.
I'm going now.
I know, right?
I mean, I just generally assumed that bikers would be in the conservative side.
No,
But
well,
no,
I mean,
no, it's awesome. That
Everybody's
They are,
different.
but they don't talk about it.
they should. If
We're in a
if
much
bikers
more
would
open
stand up
time
to
now.
leather
We
daddies, we might have better conversations in this
The
country.
newer
maybe.
bikers are more open.
okay,
No.
so Lawrence shared that link, and I'm down with like the tree houses and the castles, but the caves, nope.
Wait. What? Cave? Share pictures.
The estreehouses.com.
It's
He
tree-
said favorite cave. I don't do caves. Sorry, I
I love
have.
caves. I do caves all the time.
Nope. It's
I'm
not
actually
no.
certified to do caves in New Mexico, like to take
Nope.
people in on.
I have claustrophobia and that other thing where it's no. I don't do.
I didn't see any caves.
I don't. Well, if you go to that link that Lawrence shared, the estreehouses.com, it says treehouses, caves, castles, and hobbits. And there's
Well, we'll get you a hobbit home with a round door. It'd be fun.
I like the treehouse idea though,
I'm always like,
because that's up out of the way and I can see what's coming at me.
yeah, the
Caves,
the Swiss Family Robertson thing.
Robinsons.
Yeah, Robinson. My bad. I haven't
It's
watched that since I was like Cody's age. Like,
Vaguely
like
remember
10.
a book, maybe.
What? No, the
There was
TV
a
show.
book. There
Or
was
a
a
movie.
book though. Too. No, there was a book too.
There was also a movie.
Oh,
Of course,
my
there was a
God.
movie.
I read the book, dummy. I was the book reader. It was always.
I
books
have it
before-
on VHS somewhere, I'm sure, recorded off of NBC.
TV movies. They were always the best.
Actually, my first version of Star Wars was recorded off of NBC.
So here's another interesting feature of Eureka Springs: haunted hotels.
See, I'm on the fence about that. I'm intrigued,
with
but
this.
also I'm a wuss.
You know what? We'll all three
See,
get
the dog
same-
agrees with me.
Yeah, we'll all three get a room, and we'll all stay in there, and we'll see. what
Texas
we can do.
Steampunk Connection, Ghost Hunters.
The 24-hour stream. Watch us
Ghost Hunters
sleep
edition.
like babies through the.
It's gonna be
whole
me
ordeal.
screaming as I
I'm just
screaming
gonna
as I
have, like,
run
my
through a
hat
hotel.
on my face like
Yeah.
this, like Indiana Jones, just
Yep.
sleeping through whatever happens.
Nope,
Some guy comes through wearing like a mime outfit and like ghouls. Woo!
absolutely not. Nope.
This hotel at the top of the hill that Eureka Springs is built on is called the Crescent Hotel.
The one that you have on the screen that says set to reopen with precautions.
That's the one. That's the
Okay.
one. It's certainly
Yes.
open now.
What are the precautions, pray tell?
I couldn't tell you.
A moose.
I didn't go into the article. I'm just looking at pictures. But it's said to be the most haunted hotel in America.
They imported European ghosts just
I-
for this.
It was built in the late 1800s by this wealthy guy who decided he wanted to build a sanatorium to help cure people of cancer with the magic of hot springs.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And-
No, it's absolutely
He eventually went to prison.
Sounds about right.
A lot of them did. Yeah. Kellogg escaped that by making cereal, but yeah, no, there was a lot of them back then.
Oh yeah, the no mess with yourself cereal.
Yes. Yes.
The graham
he-
crackers. Graham
Yes.
crackers.
Yes.
Graham crackers.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like I said, I am on the fence about haunted hotels because the goth part of me is like, yeah, but the wuss part of me is like,
hotel
no.
with us, it would be fine. We'd make fun.
You
of the
and a
ghost,
bottle
the
of
ghost would
Xanax?
cry, it'd be fine. The ghost
As
would be
much
like,
as
"What am I doing
Xanax
with
as
my
I can
dead
take
life?"
and still be functional.
There's a little art studio. There's a lot of art studios in Eureka Springs. If you
Everyone who thinks we all need to go do this and go stay in that hotel, put a comment, please. I
I would
want to know.
definitely go. I would definitely go back. Unfortunately, Eureka Springs is a lot of stairs. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
see,
on
no.
this amazing hill. So
So it would be 3 middle-aged ghost hunters, like, especially if I'm in a bustle and a corset on the stairs, like, okay, hang on.
yeah,
The ghost is chasing me, but I'm just too tired now.
We
It
should
can
all
get
like
me. I
rent
don't
like the
care.
stupid
Let
like
it take me.
Blue Stocking, the ghost is also tired.
segways or something.
I can't take these stairs anymore.
We should get segways so we can
It's
go up the
It's the
ramps.
ghost
and
of somebody
shit.
else who expired on the stairs. Make it.
Yeah, we die on the stairs. And there's a ghost. That
And
goes,
then y'all
"First
be back on the
time!"
y'all be back on the next episode without me. Like, well, unfortunately, we lost Blue Stocking.
Wait, Blue Stocking's ghost.
Yeah, Rita's right.
Got
The
this big
trolley
stack
system,
of papers that are,
I do like the trolley system.
it's basically a busing system with a cool looking bus.
I mean,
But,
yeah.
It's an excellent system that gets you anywhere you want to go as long as you are ready to take a few stairs. But it's not accessible to everyone. You know, if you can't take stairs or you're in a wheelchair or
a
something,
joke.
forget
Yeah,
it.
it's a joke. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking seriously, as someone with psoriatic arthritis, yeah. I walking downstairs, I'm fine. Going back up, it
All right, I'll
kills my
carry
knees
you.
and my
It's
hips.
fine.
You're gonna carry me on your back.
Throw you over my shoulder like this. Just
Oh, you're not gonna
fireman
do
carry
piggyback?
you. I'll have you like your dress just billowing out in front of me where I can't see.
Like Gone with the Wind.
You're like fighting over it like this, trying to be able to see through past it.
Oh no.
You're like
This
just
is
like
why we need
turn
people
around,
who
turn
can
around.
make,
I'll be your eyes. I'll tell you where to walk.
we need people who can make fan art of these things because that would be amazing. I want to see a picture of that. Okay, so I don't
We'll
know.
pay for that if anyone can make that. Just so you know, we do pay money for these things. We need new art for our open page.
Anyway, there was
Okay, so
an
Eureka
art
Springs.
studio in the Crescent Hotel,
Okay.
and we're shopping around and looking at stuff. And I asked the lady there, I said, "Have you had any interactions with ghosts here?" And she got real blunt with me. She did not like the topic. She's like, "No, I have not. I don't mess with them, and they don't mess with me."
Oh,
Like,
okay.
okay. Huh.
We have an agreement.
I guess they do. I guess they
Hmm.
do.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I am a great big wuss, but I love horror movies and I love things that scare the crap out of me. And you know, I still won't sleep with my feet dangling over the side of the bed. They got to be
I
tucked
have
up.
big dog. That's why I have a big dog that sleeps on my bed. Saves me from all that mess. And a
I
small
have-
one that I can throw under the bed if the monster comes for me.
I have a big cat that sleeps on the bed, but I don't think Brax is going to protect me from the
You throw the
boogeyman.
cat at the monster, it works very well.
That actually is our
First
home
experience.
defense. Our home defense system. If anybody ever breaks in, we're just going to fling Brax at him.
Oh, I know.
And hope for the
I
best.
want a cat. Like I actually have a funny
He's
picture I
pounds
drew a
and
while
he's all
back with a
claw.
cat launcher. It literally is like a big, like pull back, like slingshot thing. You put your cat in,
No,
and it like
no.
launches it at people's face. and
that's
it
so
would be the most-
wrong.
No, it's perfect because the guy's face catches the cat. It's okay. It's very humane.
Face hugger.
So with
Very humane for the
Okay,
cat.
so we need to plan a trip to Eureka Springs.
We
Apparently,
do.
take
Make
all the
it so-
Xanax, all of the wine.
I think it would be a good time.
Wait, how far away is it? Like from
depends on
Dallas,
where
how-
you live.
Huh?
Depends on where you live.
Well, how far was it for you?
I mean, it was my third day of driving, but I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't driving a lot. I was
There
visiting.
are
family.
springs in Texas.
Eureka. Well, hang on. Let me
Mhm.
look. From
And
my
I'm
location.
sure are
It's
also
6 hours
haunted.
from Plano.
Although we could always start off at haunted houses here in this area. There's a lot of them.
Oh, that can't be right. That cannot be right. It's telling me it's like 117 hours to get to Eureka Springs from Denton. Really?
Are you on the walking
walking.
button?
Oh.
You need to switch it to the car button.
I don't know why. Why did it default to walking?
So my phone's been doing that a lot too.
Oh my god! I was like, that
Only if it's,
cannot
like, right
be
around
right.
the corner.
Okay, 6 hours. That's much better.
115-hour walk. 300 days by
But
airship.
you know what? It's
if
5
there's a
minutes after
stiff
9,
wind.
and it's time for Blue Stocking to go to bed, apparently.
So let me touch on the upcoming events before we sign off here, because I want to mention,
I'm sorry.
if you are in the Galveston area or any, Houston, there's a Victorian fashion show happening this weekend at the Broadway Church of Christ, Saturday from 1:30 to 5. If you're into that sort of thing, it might be a good weekend to go down to Galveston, have some fun.
Wear a hat.
Show features costumes from 1860 to 1912.
Oh.
Show followed by afternoon tea. So self-guided tours of the Lee Kempner House will be available. They're renovating the Lee Kempner House with folks who are in the steampunk community out there. So it's a great place to meet people. And it's probably going to be a really cool fashion show if that's something you'd be interested in. Also, here in Austin, the Zilker Botanical Gardens is having a woodland fairy trail by moonlight from 7 to 10 p.m. because going outside before 7 p.m. it will kill you.
Wait, there's a fairy trail here at Zelker Park?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
At the Botanical Gardens. They do it kind of every summer, I think.
interesting. I'll have to look that up. We may have to go for a stroll.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll take pictures of us frolicking through the being led off by the moats off into the nothingness until we're lost forever and no one ever hears of us again.
They are selling tickets. It's not a free event.
Oh, so there's a okay. But
Go to zilkergardens.org and look up the events and you'll see it. But definitely worth checking out if you feel like taking a stroll out in the outside.
Night.
Ugh.
Yeah,
We're enough repellent of mosquitoes.
definitely wanted to bring those two up because I know
Watch
we've
out for
got
fire ants.
people out there.
Flying fire ants. It's mating season for them.
Something
Or
big
nuptial
meat.
season for fire ants right now.
Just saying.
Just so you know, if anyone here is an ant keeper and you want to catch fire ants, this is the time to catch the queens. They're out right now.
Oh,
Please.
John says his esports and gaming summit last weekend of August in Galveston is also a thing. So that's
I got to talk to you about that, Johnny. That sounds like fun. I run a YouTube channel about games, so maybe we need to figure something out later. Maybe not this time. Maybe next time. Going outside. No. It's hot.
So it's about this time I talked to the people who are keeping our lights on.
Yay.
So Texas Steampunk Connection is supported in part by J.R. Seegers, A School for the Great Game. Edwardian teen Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to a finishing school in India. The college is, in fact, the British India School for Spies, teaching the family business of espionage, martial arts, and the Tibetan mystic arts. The School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Garage series, available on Amazon. We're also supported by Fair Treasures. Fair Treasures has a selection of Texas-made female-presenting costumes and accessories for steampunk and Renaissance wear, and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at fairtreasures.com, fair with an E. They're also found on Etsy. We want to shout out to our patrons, Jenny and Ryan Shaver, for helping us out. And we have now a certified aeronaut in Natalie McTavish, who is tuned in tonight. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for helping us out. And then, of course, there's the generous grant from the crew of the Airship Hot Dog, Rita and Lawrence Allen.
Love it.
You say to me when we're in a drunken stupor at a North Texas brewery, because I will remember it later.
Airship hot dog.
Going on a plaque.
That's great. I love it.
Is there anything else we want to add tonight?
Nope.
I just want to say, I love you guys. It's great.
We love you,
Everybody.
too.
Love you, man.
And we love all of you for tuning in and listening to us and putting up with our shenanigans. We need to.
It means a lot to us.
We need to change the name of the show to Middle-Aged People with ADHD.
I figured that was just assumed.
Steampunk ADHD.
There you
ADD
go.
steampunk.
There you go. What's our hyper focus this time?
So we need
Watch
to
us as we go careening off course at 1,000,000 miles a minute.
work out another couple of
Real.
gatherings, maybe in North Texas, and then eventually in Eureka Springs.
Yep.
I think
And
that'd be a
then
lot of fun.
text me about it.
Yeah, my mistake. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Flavio. Good night, everybody.
Or
What?
not.
Push the
Button
button.
machine, do it.
So, once again, thank you for listening. You can find us again on Facebook at Texas Steampunk Connection for any comments, questions, suggestions. If you know of something happening in Steampunk that's happening soon, we can put it on our calendar, on our Patreon, as well as the list of over 100 comics and graphic novels, Steampunk and Weird West related.
You can also email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com. And we're a streaming podcast, texassteampunkconnection.podbean.com.
And if you lose it on Facebook and you want to watch a rerun of this show at any point in time on YouTube, you can go find them on Steam Chest.
And although we've made many, many jokes about Twitter, you can look for us at TX Steam Connect 1
Oh.
on Twitter.
I never use it. I never look at it. I don't know. I don't understand Twitter. Yeah, so once again, thank you very much. And until next time, mind your gauges.
Mind your gauges.